My child, listen to me carefully. I know the thought that has been repeating in your mind, the one you try to ignore during the day, but it returns when everything becomes quiet. You ruined it. You made the wrong choice. If only you had done things differently. And that thought does not stay small. It grows. It rewrites your memories. It reshapes how you see yourself. It makes you question your judgment, your worth, your future. My child, I am speaking directly to that belief. You think everything is broken beyond repair. You think what happened closed doors that will never open again. You think one decision, or a series of decisions, has permanently damaged your path, and now you carry regret like it is part of your identity. Quiet, heavy, constant. My child, regret has been speaking louder than truth inside you. It keeps showing you the past, but only the parts that hurt. It keeps reminding you of what went wrong, but it was not beyond restoration to me. What feels final to you is not final in my hands, and what feels like an ending is not the end of your story. My child, you are looking at your life from a single moment and judging everything from that point. But your life is not a single moment. It is a process that continues beyond what you can currently see. And what you call ruined, I call unfinished. Joel 2:25 says, I will restore to you the years that the locust has eaten. This verse is teaching you that loss does not eliminate the possibility of restoration. Even what feels wasted, even what feels taken, even what feels impossible to recover, can still be restored in ways you did not expect. My child, I know you replay certain moments in your mind. Things you said, things you did, opportunities you missed, decisions you wish you could reverse, and each time you revisit them, you feel the same weight again. The same disappointment, the same frustration with yourself, the same question, why did I do that? But what you are doing now is holding yourself inside a moment that has already passed, and you are giving that moment more power than it was ever meant to have. My child, a mistake is not meant to define your direction forever. It is meant to inform it. It is meant to shape your awareness, not limit your future. But regret turns lessons into prisons. It keeps you stuck where growth was meant to begin. My child, there is something deeper you must understand. You are not the same person who made that decision. Time has moved. You have changed. Your awareness has expanded. Your perspective has shifted. And yet, you are still judging yourself as if you are the same version from that moment. That is not truth. That is misalignment between who you were and who you are now. Romans 8:1 says, there is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. The meaning of the verse is that you are not meant to live under constant judgment for what has already been done. Condemnation does not produce growth. It only produces distance from yourself. You are allowed to move forward without carrying punishment as your identity. My child, I see the way you have been trying to compensate for the past. Trying to be better, trying to do more, trying to prove that you are not defined by that mistake. But deep inside, there is still a voice that says, it's too late. It's already broken. And that voice has been limiting how far you allow yourself to go. Not outwardly, but internally. Because even when opportunities appear, part of you hesitates. Part of you feels undeserving. Part of you questions whether you are allowed to receive something good again. My child, you are not disqualified from your future. You are not removed from purpose. You are not excluded from what is still ahead. What happened did not erase your value. It revealed areas that needed growth. And growth is not failure, it is development. 2 Corinthians 5:17 says, if anyone is in Christ, the new creation has come. The old has gone, the new is here. This verse is teaching you that transformation is not partial. It is real. What you were is not what you remain. And what you did is not what defines what you can become. My child, you have been trying to move forward while still holding on to the identity of your past mistake. And that creates tension inside you. Because you are trying to step into something new while still believing you are the same person who made that error. But that is not how restoration works. Restoration requires release. Not forgetting what happened, but releasing the belief that it defines you permanently. My child, there are things happening right now that you cannot fully see. Adjustments in your path, redirections in your circumstances, opportunities forming quietly, and even consequences that felt negative are being used in ways you do not yet understand. Nothing is sitting still. Nothing is wasted. Even what you regret is being repositioned. Genesis 50:20 says, "You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good." This verse is teaching you that what appears negative on the surface can still be redirected towards something meaningful. Even what feels like damage can become part of a greater outcome. Even what you thought ruined everything can still contribute to something that works for you in the end. My child, this does not mean every action had no consequence. It means consequences are not the end of your story. It means outcomes can still be shaped beyond what you expected. It means your life is not limited to the moment you regret the most. My child, you are still allowed to build. You are still allowed to hope. You are still allowed to receive. And you are still allowed to move forward without constantly looking backward for permission. You do not need to fix the past to move into the